I keep asking myself, what would I do differently on my next project? All the time. It's, for me, I'm really kind of trying to find my voice with that, see what of Burns I want to move forward with and what of Burns I want to like do differently. And I think for me, oh gosh, it's such a good question. I think what I want to do is just continue to sort of be more honest and be more real in my work. I really loved that Burns was, fun and funny, but one of the things I really took away from it was the difference between doing like, kind of like sitcom-y, like not so true to life, kind of elevated comedy versus doing more real, more, situational in life comedy. And I think that I'm more interested in that. I think that I'm more interested in finding or creating projects, I should say, that, just feel more real. But because I just find that making projects like that, like it really gives people an opportunity to be affected, versus then just being entertained. I love entertaining too, but so I think, also it's sort of, so I made my thing. They say make your own stuff, do your own thing, right? And I did that, and now like we'll see what happens. But sort of like upping the ante for me and like even being truer to like what my personal vision for my career is, moving towards like actually making a film or making something bigger, because the web series I purposely picked that because I felt like they were short, they were easily managed, they didn't have all these crazy A, B, and C plots running through them. They were very simple. And in that way, it was kind of like an exercise in how to write, something. I wrote 10 episodes, but I broke them up into these little baby episodes. So I guess for me, I'd like to see what it would look like to write something that is one whole piece. Just taking it to the next level, just the next level of awesomeness, just trying to challenge myself in a new way. But I feel just like, because it's the first time I did anything like this, like I don't know really what comes next. Because it's sort of like, they told me to do this and I did it. And now what? And I'm excited to see if anything comes from that. I would love to have someone be like, and here's your next move. Like, just here you go. But I don't know that that's going to happen. And I don't think that it's wise to like expect something like that to happen, because I think, we have to kind of keep things moving for ourselves. So yeah, I think that, I'd just like to try to take this as an opportunity to go bigger and better. I think that, yes, we called in a lot of favors, we used a lot of resources, but I think that we used them wisely, and I think that having, called in all these favors and put all this fuss into it, I think one of the things it does is it gives us something to show for ourselves. I think that if we were to try to do a feature film now, and I do think that Dan, Adrienne, and I will continue to work together, if we were to do a feature film, I think it would be easier for us. I think that all those people we called in favors to, they'd be like, I'm so excited with how our last project worked out. This is going to be bigger and better. I would love to do it with you again. I think that if you create like a fun and productive working environment, people want to continue working with you, and you start to feel like your success is linked with other people's, and you start to want to, continue that. And people who don't, like, fine, they fall away and you'll find new people. But I don't think that like we, blew our resources on this project. I think that if anything, we've presented ourselves an opportunity to move forward with future filmmaking, ventures. And would I go back and do it differently? I mean, sure, I wish that I had known many things prior to beginning all of this that I didn't know and that I do know now. But yeah, I think that like the only way this like doesn't work out is if like we just go like, that's it, I'm done. That's it. I made my one thing. World, where's my oyster? I think that's the only way you lose is if you're like, that's it, I'm done. That's all. I had one good one in me, and that's it. I always kind of said that this, like, I needed to write the first one so that I could write the second one. And getting to the second one, the sophomore effort, not so easy necessarily, but yeah, I feel like it's not like I made it and now it's over. It's like I made it, learn what I can and build up the energy to like push to the next one, because I think that that's ultimately the way it has to be.